Hello everyone, welcome to the Southern Scally Capper. Today we are taking a look at the Galway by Boston Scally Company. Let's get to it. Here it is. This is the Galway by Boston Scally Company. This is an 8-panel plaid, herringbone, green and black, wool polyester blend cap. In Boston Scally's own words, the Galway cap boasts a beautiful patchwork featuring solid plaid and herringbone with a black leatherette button and brim. Here is the cap in hand. This is the Galway by Boston Scally Company. And this cap, as you can tell, it has a lot of different patterns on here. Here you can see we have the plaid. I really like that brown in the plaid. That's a nice brown. The solid black here, the greens, of course, and then the gray, excuse me, the black and gray herringbone. And so this hat has a good bit going on for it to still look more or less kind of like a simplistic cap. I think it's still a bit of a muted cap, and I had my eye on this cap for quite a while, actually. It's been released for some time now, available on the Boston Scally site, and I went to look at a review for it, and of course, Reviews with Moose had a video, as he does for a lot of Boston Scally caps. So I watched his video, and what struck me immediately with his review was how much brighter these colors pop on this cap than they do in real life. Now this, like I'm saying, this still isn't the most loud cap out there. I think you can find the most colorful or bright, but when you contrast it with the picture that Boston Scally has to what it actually looks like, it looks quite different, I think, in real life. And I think this happens quite a bit with the way that Boston Scally presents some of their caps. In their pictures, sometimes the caps don't really look like what the caps look like once you see them in person or on reviews and videos, things like that. And this is a very good example of that. Take a look at this here. This is a picture I took, and then we have how Boston Scally shows this cap on their site. And of course, the picture I took is in broad daylight. It's in natural light here, but you can still see the contrast, especially on that green, just how different these pictures look. And of course, you're not in natural light all the time, but even here in the house where I'm sitting, it still looks, I think, considerably different than it does on Boston Scally's site. And so that's something that I feel has been problematic with the Boston Scally site, with their pictures, the way they present their caps sometimes. They're just not doing themselves any favors, I don't think, with the way they are presenting these caps and selling them. I guess they're still doing really well, right? I mean, I don't think they're having any trouble with selling caps. But it's something that also was an issue, I feel like, on the Frostland, because that was one that I held off on because I didn't think the blue looked all that great on that cap until I saw it in a review. And I thought, man, this blue looks way better than it does on the Boston Scally site. So this is another great example of that, where once you get the cap in hand, you get it on the head, it looks way, way better than it does on the Boston Scally site. And I did also get the pin, the Galway pin. I think this is a great looking pin that goes along with the cap. And of course, this is a sticker. So we do have the Galway there, the Galway icon there. And it looks great on the inside. It sticks to the bald noggins, as I'm told. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there by the day. But yeah, once I got this cap, I held on, like I said, I held off on it for such a long time. And then Christmas just passed, and my wife got me a gift card for Boston Scally. And so this is one of those caps that I thought, hey, what a great time. I'll go ahead and I'll pick this cap up. And like I said, they still had the pin in stock. So I got it too. The cap actually came in today. I was very excited to get it. So I really like this cap. I really like as well, I just showed an interior, but I didn't point out the brim. The leatherette brim looks great on this cap as well. And here you see the button. So that button is actually a leatherette button as well. So I'm really pleased with this cap. This isn't always my style. I think this looks like kind of an older gentleman's cap, and there's no, I don't find that offensive to say. I'm becoming an older gentleman for one thing, but I think it just, it's not a cap I would always go for this style, but this cap is just done so well. It just has a very classic look to it, I believe, with the plaid, and especially the herringbone in there. And I just really like the green too. I think the green just looks so much better in person. So this is a cap that I was pleasantly surprised by like I said, once I watched Moose's review, I thought, man, I want that cap now, because it didn't look nearly as good on Boston Scally's site. So this is the Galway, and it is a pleasant surprise for me. And I'm going to go ahead and rate this thing. I rate caps from 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. I'm giving the Galway by Boston Scally Company a 4. I think this is a great cap. It's a nice warm cap. It fits great. I always wear a medium large. This is a great fitting cap, as most of Boston Scally caps are. I know we do run into issues with the Baker boys. The sizing's a little different at times, and even other caps. And there's one cap in particular that the sizing is way, way off, and it really affects the score. I have not reviewed that cap yet. I'm going to keep it kind of a secret for now, but I do plan on doing a review for it in the future, and I will definitely let you know that is the main problem with that cap, because I'm going to be voicing that very loudly as my biggest problem with that cap, really my only problem with that cap. So stay tuned. I am probably going to be reviewing that cap in the near future, by March at least, at some point, latest April. So I look forward to doing that as well. Of course, there's going to be many more videos before then, I hope. But for now, this is the Galway, and I give it a solid 4 out of 5. Thank y'all so much for joining me, and I hope y'all have a great new year and a great rest of your day. See you next time.